Well, welcome back to the channel, and of course my name is Tommy and this is the Gallery Backyard Barbecue. And if this is your first time here, I would appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you get notified every time the channel does a future upload. Alrighty, look, so today's show is definitely going to be a good one. It is part 2 of my series, Homemade Copycat TGI Fridays Jack Daniel's Sauce. If you have never tasted this sauce, it is a must make. There is no doubt about it, and I will drop a link down below to that video. You got to learn how to make the sauce. It is so simple to do, and it'll pair up with so many good dishes, as you will see today. Again, part 2. In part 1, I took a couple chuck roasts. I slow smoked them overnight at 200 Fahrenheit. I mean, we smoked them for about 10, 12, 13 hours. After that, I pulled them apart, put them on some bread, and then drizzled that JD sauce over it. And I am telling you right now, it was to die for. Well, we are gonna one-up that today, as I've got a rack of St. Louis ribs. We are gonna fire up my Lone Star pellet grill, get those ribs on, and definitely Jack Daniels them up. So you are gonna wanna stay tuned to all that. What I wanna do here is let's turn our attention down to the board and let's start the show. So my rubs of choice for this cook here are going to be that dusted and also some magic rib rubs from Uncle Steve's Shake. We will hear a little bit more about them in a bit. So basically it is out of the package, and the first thing you want to do here is just dry the ribs off. And as you are drying the ribs off, just look to see what you need to clean up. In my case, it is going to start on that back end. You're always going to have that flapper for St. Louis ribs. We will just trim that away. Now I do have a couple pieces of fat on the right off on the membrane. I will just trim that off. And usually anytime you pick up these St. Louis ribs, they are pretty trimmed out pretty good. But the one thing we got to do here is deal with that membrane. So look, there are 2 schools of thought. You can pull the membrane or leave it on and score it. Sometimes I'll pull it, but also sometimes I'll leave it on. That is the case here. So I will just score up that membrane. Once you are happy with all that, it is time to apply the rub. And look, as I said, it is going to be dusted as my base coat. Now look, you could pick this stuff up at Amazon, and if you've never tried dusted, I would highly suggest you grabbing it. I have links down in the description. I've been using it in the past, maybe 7, 8 cooks or so, and it pairs with so many dishes. It is going to give you a tad charcoal flavor with a couple other seasonings mixed in. So we will get these racks of rib here dusted out in the back, dusted out in the front. After that, I've got some magic rib rub. I mean, hey, why the hell not? This is by Uncle Steve's Shake. Again, I have links down in the description, and we will follow that dusted up with this magic rib rub. Tops, bottoms, you know the deal. Once you are happy with how these ribs are rubbed down, don't forget to get it in the sides and also all edges. Once all that is done, once you are happy with all that, we are just going to leave it here on the board. That'll start sweating it out a little bit. Now let's head on over to my Lone Star pellet grill and get that fired up. So this one's going to be more of a high heat cook at about 275 Fahrenheit. I am looking at about 4 hours to get these ribs done. And I will pair this all up with these Manchester pellets. That is going to give me the perfect amount of smoke. And it does not take long for this Lone Star to get up to temperature. Once that temperature is reached, I will get the ribs in. And I've also got some entreats in there unseasoned from Molly. I'm sure you will see her a bit later. That said, temperature reached, ribs in, shut it down, and I will see you guys in 2 hours for the first check and also spritz. So here we are right at that 2-hour mark. That is a straight run right to 2 hours, no peaks at 275 Fahrenheit. So look, the only thing you really want to do here is, well, we are going to go with a spritz. That is going to be a 50-50 water and apple cider vinegar. You know that the rub has already set because it is 2 hours in, so everything is going to be perfect. Just make sure there is no hot spots in your pit. And of course, what I like to do here is after I give it a little bit of a spritz, tops and bottoms, I will usually spin it around. That is going to guarantee you're going to have some even cooking. For that, after everything checks out, we will just shut the pit down, let it go for another hour. At the 3-hour mark, I will bring you guys back. Right at that 3-hour mark, it is time to check the ribs. And by now, you should be at around that 180 or so. And we will check that in a bit. And I have to say, I definitely love what I see. I mean, it has the perfect look and color. That is one thing you want to look for. From there, you are gonna take a temp check. Like I said, 180 is about where you want to be at 275. And as you could see, we are perfect. So at this point, it is going to be off they come. I've got some foil all ready to go. This is some thick, heavy-duty foil. I've got 2 layers. I've got some brown sugar. I've got some butter. And hey, man, why not sprinkle a little bit of Jack Daniels in there? I mean, after all, these are Jack Daniel ribs. Once all that is done, we will just kind of flip the ribs meat side down right on that mixture. Then at that point, you are going to get a tight seal, get them back on the pit. We are looking at about another 45 minutes at 275. After that time, I will bring you guys back and we will take it to that last step. 3 hours and 45 minutes in, you know these ribs are done. We are going to get them off, get them over to the board. It is time to unwrap them so we can get a peek. And as we unwrap them and flip them over, look at the color. I mean, these are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, oh man, wow, I can tell you right now, we definitely nailed this. As I let the camera play here, and remember, we are not done yet. We've got one more step to go, and that is going to be in that JD sauce. We will carefully brush it on, get it on the tops. You can get a little bit on the sides if you like. No need to get them on the bottom, so the tops will do. Once we get these all JD sauced up, it is time to get them back on the pit. We will remain that pit at 275. You don't want to wrap them back up, just keep them unwrapped in the liquid, as we are only looking to tighten up that sauce. It is only going to take about 15 minutes. After that time, I'll bring you guys back. We will get them off, we will get them on the board. Quick rest. We will give them that look, do that taste test, and close out the show. So here we go. We are right at that 4-hour mark. It is time to get the ribs off. We will get them down by the shack. We will give them a brief rest. And I gotta tell you, just taking that little peek at them, these look perfect. After that brief rest, it is time to flip them out of the liquid and take a look. And you could see, color is perfect. The moisture content is perfect. I mean, look, what could you say, man? These look absolutely perfect. And I certainly cannot wait to dive into these. What I am going to do here is I am going to flip them over. I am going to get one bone cut out for that taste test. The rest is going in the house for dinner tonight. And looking at that cut, I mean, who says you cannot get a smoke ring from a pellet grill on ribs? I mean, the smoke ring is there. That is a product of that Lone Star and also those Manchester pellets. So what I'm going to do here is let's clean it all up. Let's bring you guys back. We will do that taste test and talk about it. All right, guys, look, so that is video number 2 in this TGI Fridays homemade Jack Daniel's sauce. And I gotta tell you, man, these are gonna be friggin' good, man. I know it for a fact. Let me get a little bit more sauce on here. We are gonna go right in for the taste test. Now, I am running low on sauce here, as you could see. So I'm gonna need your guys' helps. I've got chicken wings, I've got burgers, and Jack Daniel's steaks, or leave what you want to see down in the description. It would be greatly appreciated. And this looks just about perfect. I mean, come on, guys, the color is there. We've got a little bit of a smoke ring. Well, we've got a lot of a smoke ring, actually. Let's go on in and get that taste test. God. Guys, it's got the perfect for a wrap rib. It's got the perfect bite. Very tender, but not too full off the bone. I like a little bit of a tug, and this is going to give me, we've got a nice pullback. Man, everything this sauce touches, I am telling you, man, it takes it to another, you know, it's a Jack Daniel's sauce, but it is almost like a, it's almost like a glaze or even a dipping sauce. When we had that chuck, if you saw that chuck video, we were dipping the pieces of chuck right into the sauce, man. It just has an incredible flavor, I am telling you. These ribs are about a 10 out of 10. There is no doubt about it. I mean, you couldn't get a better rib like this if you paid for it, if you have a recipe and tried it. You know, this is just absolutely incredible. I don't know any other way to say it. Of course, dusted. This stuff is money. Information down in the description. Uncle Steve Shake, Magic Rib Rub. I mean, hey man, down in the description. And of course, JD, you get that at your local liquor store. That is going to be it for this one. I appreciate everybody for watching. Again, leave the information down in the comment section what you want to see next with this Jack Daniel's sauce. I think I got about another 2 cooks left, and that is it, man. That is going to finish this cook. I got Molly here going crazy. Let's see if we can give her a little sample. And of course, I got her pork in the house for dinner tonight, and that is it. I appreciate everybody for watching. Again, my name is Tommy, and until the next time, we will see you soon.